I request our chief guest, Shri Rajiv K. Arora ji, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Dr. Rubal. I believe I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, very good evening. Namaste, Sashikal, Adab, and good morning, Andrew McLuhan, sir. First of all, I express my gratitude to Dr. Rubal Singh Kanodia ji for making me the part of this webinar, and that too with a very prestigious tag of chief guest. Well, I believe this tag I don't qualify to have, because in this battery of learned people, my CV gets finished in one sentence, and that too my designation for to get, I did nothing. It was simply out of promotions I reached this position. So anyway, usually chief guests in so-called offline functions, they are offered seats in the first row and given bouquets. But I believe in today's webinar, all the participants are chief guests, very learned people, you all are. So now we come to our today's topic, going beyond the media literacy. Honestly speaking, as a radio broadcaster, and that too of a local radio station. Local radio stations were established almost, say, 40 years back. It was planned to be established at every district headquarters with the objective of becoming a link between district administration and local people or masses, common people, public. But anyway, times changed and technology also changed. But challenges are very much there. So what I was saying, this term media literacy, we never used, and strangely, in our workshops, the workshops organized my department or my organization, uh, there was hardly any mention of this word media literacy. And what was the need of media literacy? This thing I understood during COVID lockdown, when I undertook the radio broadcasting in all capacities, as a producer, as a announcer, as a RJ, and everything, whatever radio needs. So that was a period when there was a tsunami of all types of information, misinformation, disinformation, and these things have been going on round the clock. But I never had felt the disadvantage or challenge posed by this tsunami of misinformation, particularly on social media. But anyway, to the best of my capacity, without any training, without anything about, knowing about this media literacy, I accepted this challenge. And most of the time was spent to counter all those things which were being spread on social media. Foremost challenge was to convince people that there is a thing called COVID or Corona. People are not ready to believe. They spread on social media the rumor or wrong thing, misinformation, that this is a conspiracy of our government, this is a conspiracy of the politicians, administration, and all types of nonsense. And strangely, masses were believing that nonsense stuff. And then many offers were made about treatment of corona, then prevention of corona, then all types of things which we I think made every effort to counter those information and brought about truth or reality or facts to the listeners of our radio station. Then I believed, maybe I might have used some other words instead of media literacy, that there is a need of a campaign by the government to, educate the masses or the consumer, media consumer, should I say, to enable them to find, sift what is truth and what is false informations. And so for this traditional media means these satellite channels, so-called national news channels are concerned. Unfortunately, in the public perception in India, these TV channels, I say in the perception of public, these TV channels, news channels, national channels, so-called national channels, are facing vertical division. One segment of media is being referred as Godi media, means the media which is perceived to be supporting the government of the day. And second part is perceived to be the anti ruling party media. Now, unfortunately, both are losing their credibility. These categories, these two categories are losing, fast losing their credibility, and a vacuum which is being filled by social media or the so-called YouTube channels, news portals. Of course, some of the so-called news YouTube channels are being run by some senior journalists also. But majority of these channels, if at all I call them channel, they are being run by the people who hardly qualify to be the mass communicators or be the part in the field called journalism. So all types of distortion of history, distortion of facts, all these things are being done. And nowadays, people watches what they want to watch. People believe what they want to believe. People see what they like to see. So in this situation, this effort by this organization, Global Media Education Council, will go a great, I mean, it was need of the hour. I express my heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Rubal, because I have joined, yes, you as a mark of respect, declared me chief guest, but trust me, here I've been in the capacity of a student. I know very little about this thing, methodology, how to educate our viewers, our listeners, our audience. Yes, I did whatever I did during that period through hit and trial method. I have no formal training. I never attended any seminar on the subject. I never attended any lecture. So I'm lucky to be the part of this webinar, which will go a long way in teaching me being a radio broadcaster. And masses are associated with the AIR FM Bathinda. And we may call it a blessing that in Southwest Punjab, All India Radio or AIR FM or Akashvani FM Bathinda is the only and only FM channel which caters to the needs of this area. And interestingly, perhaps Dr. Rubal will endorse my claim that we enjoy a certain amount of credibility also, because All India Radio always enjoyed. A very interesting thing, Dr. Rubal, Doordarshan and All India Radio never called Godi Media. Very interesting. Despite being we are a government organization, we are never
That's a wonderful fact. Yes.
Least of all India Radio Bathinda. So I spoke to my boss today and said, sir, I am going to attend a workshop. And he requested me to share some facts with him. Anyway, I'll do that also. So the thing is, we have to learn yet about media literacy, and these intellectual people like Andrew McLuhan sir and Professor Gurmeet Manji, Professor Devrat Singh ji, and all other people whose name I may not mention, they will go beyond media literacy. So I suppose need of the hour is to educate our audience, educate our listeners, educate our people who consume these things, and they should be enabled. I'm talking about masses. Yes, this organization, Global Media Education Council, is doing a great job in educating the trainers, journalists, practitioners, and all that, academicians. But need of the hour is to educate the masses. And we will have to prepare a blueprint, Dr. Rubal Kanojia, to make our audience, our readers, our viewers, our listeners, how can they distinguish between information and misinformation or disinformation? We'll have to teach them. And some media houses or some media units or some platforms will have to earn that credibility, which may quote, see, that news has come from that source. I give you an example, and then I will seek your permission to leave. I mean, close my speech. Sometime in 1986, a bomb explosion happened near a temple at Bathinda. Those were the days of terrorism. And coincidentally, the shop of a Sikh shopkeeper got burnt down due to short circuit. And BBC, in its morning news bulletin, declared that terrorists exploded bomb near the Hindu temple, and Hindu groups, or those groups of Hindu people, they burnt the shop of a Sikh shopkeeper, though it was a short circuit. I happened to be there. I was student at that time, and I had been at Bathinda during leave vacation. Deputy Commissioner and SSP are claiming, see, the shopkeeper is saying the shop was burnt due to short circuit. You can send an expert to confirm it. Public had gathered there. But people were saying, no, we can't believe Deputy Commissioner. We won't believe even the shopkeeper because this news has come from BBC. This was the level of credibility during those days, and perhaps today also. So anyway, by afternoon, that matter was resolved when BBC apologized and all that. Later on in evening bulletin also, they clarified how did that news went on air, or what happened, how that mistake happened. Anyway, so this type of credibility is very, a rare thing to be enjoyed by any media house nowadays. So that credibility has to be created. We can say, see, All India Radio is saying this. Why can't you believe it? So for that, we need a learning. For that, we need lessons on the subject. And I hope today I'm going to benefit out of this webinar. So thank you all for giving this least educated person on the panel for giving this opportunity and giving this respect, this status of so-called chief guest. Thank you, Dr. Rubal, and all the panelists. Thank you all. Thanks a lot.